watch everything. Hey people, it's Tuesday with Terrietime, and I didn't feel like doing a mukbang. I'm not hungry. But here's Hyena, and she's going to give some blessings. And there's some breaking news. But actually, I'm going to cover that Thursday. I'm going to start doing a Tuesday pre-recorded with my Larissa filter, full disclosure. And I'm going to start doing a Thursday recap show, because I know all of you don't watch everything, and I have informants, and I catch all the breaking news. I don't care what community it is. Durkeyverse, MobTube, bottom feeders, Trump, freedom, patriots. Doesn't matter what it is, I hear about it. So I'm going to give a full recap, but I want to touch on some breaking news. Oh, and look at my nails. 4th of July fingernails, people. Anyway, I'm going to recap. I watched Angel Goddess show, first time I ever watched it. And there was some breaking news. She finally saw the light, everyone. This little light of mine, I'm going to, even though I have been saying this and saying this and saying this for over a year about NB and MRE, Angel, the Highness of MobTube, finally saw the light last night and realized exactly what NB and MRE are and what they've always been. And since you people can't retain anything, I'm going to tell the story. Lauren, NB, came from the bottom feeders. She came from the anti-KJ community. She's done dirty, filthy, backyard stuff since the day I met her. So, I took her to the Durkeyverse. My mistake. I take full responsibility for that. And there was a dude named Rustin, who I didn't know was MRE, a.k.a. Nicholas Colicone. I knew him as Rustin. I introduced Lauren to him. She was going to get his information for me so I could tell the whites exactly who he was and what he was. Well, we had a falling out before then, and she disappeared. And so did Rustin. They both disappeared, but not before they did a couple filthy videos on me. Bad as they could. They couldn't do much because my shit's out there. I don't have nothing to hide. Nobody knew where Lauren went. She went by the real Miss L. She didn't have an avatar or anything. Nobody knew where she went. Nobody knew. Well, this rocked on for a year. And one day, I get this mysterious link sent to me by a dude called The Watcher. He said, "Hey, Terrietime, I know you like dogs. You might like this channel because this guy has a dog channel." Well, I had no idea. I clicked on the link, and who was there walking a Doberman? But MRE. I did not know that he'd been exposed, but I recognized his voice as Rustin. Recognized it immediately. I said, "Woo, Rustin, you got a dog show, really? You know I love dogs." He started talking to me. Everything was cool. Didn't know anything was up. I said, "You've been hanging around messing with whites anymore? Messing with Durkeyverse?" He said, "No, blah, blah, blah." And he's walking this Doberman, talking, short, fat guy. Nothing what I expected him to look like. So I just, well, there's Rustin. Still didn't know he was MRE. Didn't know who he was because the dog channel didn't really have a name on it. So about maybe a week later, I get another link from Watcher. And I clicked on it, and it was NB's channel. As soon as I heard her voice, I knew that was Lauren immediately. And I kind of started putting two and two together because by then, FBS reached out to me. And he said that this NB had been raising havoc in the MobTube community. Well, I know several women, one woman in particular named Chris, that she called the Texas Rangers on and had her kids removed. So I knew what Lauren was all about, and I said, "Well, that's Lauren. I know exactly who it is. You can use any video that I have on my channel. She's on there plenty of times trying to take my channel over." So I went on his panel. I told everybody who she was. I gave him all the information, everything. She was exposed like that. Well, I tried to get some of these other worthless bottom feeders that are finally showing up now to come over then and tell their stories about her, because she didn't fuck with me over 2 months. I knew what she was. I got rid of her. Some of them she'd been messing around with. None of them wanted to come over. None of them wanted to get involved, but they're all involved now. 2 years too late. So then I got the full exposure on MRE, found out his name was Nicholas Colicone, seen the Breitbart thing about him being a white supremacist and a Nazi. So I decided that the whites maybe needed to know who this dude was, who'd been making fun of them for a Confederate flag. A white supremacist arguing over a Confederate flag. So I exposed him to the Durkee-verse. In the meantime, I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together. It just seems strange to me that he got exposed, unbeknownst to me, because I didn't know he was over there. I didn't know there was such a thing as Mob 2. He got exposed, who I assume NB is responsible for, because she was starting to feed me information on him before then. And then he turned around and exposed her, because he knew she was the one. Well, last night, Angel has a big revelation. Finally, she realizes what NB and MRE are and always have been. They're trolls. They're trolls. And people were paying NB for information, and it all came out, and Argo got up there and showed receipts. So, wake up, everybody. And now she's finding out what a bunch of filth the bottom feeders are, because there's no good ones in that community. None. They all do CPS. They all do cop calling. Can't blame it all on the hive. Hive's just one part of the bottom feeders. They're all terrible. There are no good ones, except Sophie. So all this was revealed on Angel's show. I can't believe it took the woman that long to figure it out. But hey, Minnie fooled me. Oh, and Minnie, do I have some clips of you running your big mouth? Hollering at the bee, stand up, let us see your body. Well, Minnie, nobody knew what you looked like until I exposed you. Nobody had seen your face. Nobody had seen your body. And the only reason they've seen it now is because of me. Because I'll admit, I doxed Lauren. She deserved it. I doxed Minnie. She deserved it. Can't even think of anybody. Oh, and I'm doxing like Vault, Dana Trino from Tennessee. Yeah, I haven't forgot you, Vault. When I get on somebody, one thing I don't do is forget. Now, I'm trying to figure this out. I always knew when I came into MobTube, SoFlo had 300 subs. I remember it like it was yesterday. And FBS told everybody to go sub to this dude. So I went and subbed to him. So I've been with him since the beginning. And he never mentioned NB. He dragged everybody. He dragged MRE, Rustin, Nicholas Colicone, dragged them, dragged Angel, dragged people I don't even know, misdiagnosed Chicago Muscle, big time, dragged that innocent person. And I'm thinking he never mentions NB. He's got to be working with her. He's got to be getting his information from NB. Well, sure enough, Argo let it out. FBS and him both were getting information from NB, because NB's got a little porn room in her. She knows how guys are. You get a dick pic from them, a couple texts. If they're married, you can blackmail them. I don't do that. But believe me, if I wanted to, every salt miner in that salt mine would be getting a divorce right now. Not to mention guys on here. But she's not like me. She's dirty. So she was holding all this shit over people's heads so they didn't dare to tell on her. Lauren, your days are numbered, because the queen herself has finally realized exactly who and what you are, and you deserve everything you get. And B, it ain't looking good for you either, because I heard Angel say with her own mouth she didn't want no hive people over there. Well, she doesn't know yet that the hive is part of a bigger problem called the bottom feeders, who I name that because they're all worthless. They will all lie. There's no loyalty in any of them. Never will be. I'm not a bottom feeder because I go to other communities. I've had my channel longer, and I put up $1,000 cash for one single bottom feeder could find me ever calling a cop, ever calling CPS, ever calling a job, ever showing a child's picture, ever going after a family member. And that 1,000 set up there for a year because I have never done that. Any of it. Lauren needed to be exposed. And then all these stupid bottom feeders just abandoned me, let me go by myself. And like I said, she only fucked around with me 2 months. I got rid of her. She had done serious damage to. Now they're coming out like they know everything, and then they back off when they have to face it. I'm not backing off of anything, but I just wish MRE would see the light like Angel did. Because she gave you up, MRE. I've told you this more than once. She gave you up. She was already working on you when I had a falling out with her. She was already getting the shit on you. And you're too stupid to realize that your best buddy is the one giving you up to people. Oh, and Angel also admitted a big, big thing. You know how nobody knew who Doc Chicago Muscle? Well, guess who did? Angel. She knew who he was from the beginning. She said this out of her own mouth. Go check her live out if you don't believe me. She said she told her 2 best friends. That's all she told. You don't have best friends out here, Angel. I would think you would know better. You trust no one. You trust no one but yourself. And then you better watch out. Because I have several people that I trust and give me information, but you better keep what you want to keep to yourself. Because you can trust nobody. And Chicago Muscle was stupid to trust you with his ID. Because you went and told 2 people. And who were they? NB and MRE. And guess who got the emails? FBS and SoFlo. So, Muscle, there's who your doxer is. Angel. Not intentionally, not maliciously, but you cannot trust a woman to keep their mouth shut. Ask me. I stayed a night in the woods tied to a tree because of running my mouth. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you. Don't trust anybody. Ever. Keep your shit to... And I don't know. I know SoFlo works with MB. I don't know if SBS knew about it, was in on it. I kind of doubt it because he had a real hatred for Lauren, and I can tell when somebody's really mad or just faking it. I don't think he realized that SoFlo was a conduit between MB. Find one clip, one time, when Pullstick has ever said a derogatory word about NB. Just find one time. You can't do it because he never did. Because she's probably got some blackmail on him. I would imagine. It's easy to blackmail men. Very, very easy. You can get the goods on them in a second. And if they're married, you can get money out of them. You get anything you want out of them. I don't do that. But I could. What's the news, honey? You don't want to talk about no predictions right now? She gave everybody a blessing. Oh, and Minnie, don't be hollering at Jules. Stand up, stand up. Why didn't you stand up, show your stupid ass face? You never would have. I had to expose you because you took my Louis Vuitton purse and then backstabby recorded me and gave my recordings to people. Minnie, Deborah, Silver, and Lock Vault, you're next. I've got your full name now. I've got your address. I'm going to give it to John because he really's got a dealing with you. I don't. And 40 ounce. I ain't heard no more from you lately. I was over there at Allie's today. She remembered the whole thing about you standing her up. And I would love to spill my guts on everything Lauren told me about you. Everything. But I'm not going to do it because I haven't seen you. I haven't got no screenshots of you running that big mouth of yours off. But Minnie, I got them of you. Oh, and MRE, I got a recording of you too. Oh, yeah. Saying that during my story time, did I bother to tell anybody that I was born a guy and got tricked? I was not, and I'm showing my birth certificate. If that's all you can come up with, you lame Nazi, making fun of people in the South with a Confederate flag when you're a straight-up Nazi. But I let that cat out of the bag because they deserve to know exactly what you are and who you are. If Angel wants to turn her head about that, that's up to her. I don't care who she's friends with. It's none of my business. But I'm so glad she found the truth about NB. Lauren, isn't it funny how this circle backs? Isn't this funny how this karma works? And Pullstick lost. If you want to see the video that Pullstick took down, go to Savage Speaks. She's got the whole video. Because see, Pullstick, once you put something up, it don't matter if you delete it or not, somebody's recording it. You best believe it. And you had lost total control of your room. She was blocking people. I remember Stormy Rivers being with you from the very first day I saw you. And you let her block Stormy Rivers and caused a fight with her. You let her block Arthur Stewell. You let her bring all that bottom feeder junk into your room where nobody cared. You lost total control. Now I know why you had to beat a woman with a pool stick, because you can't control nothing. You needed a pool stick that day, because that totally got out of control. And then I heard you say the next day, which I don't guess anybody listens. I might be the only one that hears stuff. You said there is not going to be any further talk of hive business in here. Take it to the hive. Well, you woke up a little too late, SoFlo. I saw you in there desperately in Angel's chat. Give me the link, putting bombs up and stuff. You're probably the snake one next to Lauren. You need to get that pool stick out and get your women in check, because you obviously can't handle them. You obviously have no control over the women, and I warned every one of you mob guys. You're going to be regretting it if you get these bottom feeders in here, because they're all trash. You guys are close. You're almost as bad as they are. Not quite. Pretty close. I guarantee you right now, none of you will be coming to any more of my communities. None of you. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment to know that I know females like this. So that's just a little rough draft. I'm going to give you the full show Thursday. And I'm going to play the little clip I have of MRE. And I'm not going to find my birth certificate right now, but I know exactly where it is. And MRE, because of your lying mouth, I'm going to show everybody my birth certificate where it says female, February 25th, 1951, Geneva, New York. Spread something besides me being a man. I'm not no man. I will admit I've got more balls than most of you men in mob tubing, and especially you, Rustin, Nicholas Colicone. Got way more balls than you do, or that pool stick. But I'm not a man. I'm just somebody that speaks my mind. I'm a strong, critical thinking, Trump supporting, gun shooting female. Now it's not on here. I can't play it. I'll have to wait and do all that Thursday on my recap. But he was talking about some Teresa Baby Marie. I ain't got a fucking clue who that is. Don't care. Don't know her. That's who he was talking about. And then somebody in the chat said something about, is that the Terry with the dogs? He said, oh no. When she does her story time, she don't bother to tell you that she was born a man. No, MRE, I was not born a man. And neither were you. Neither were you, buddy, because you're still not a man. You're a pathetic, fat, little short dumpy. And I can't even believe you're a white supremacist, because most of them guys are tough looking. You ain't tough looking at all. You wouldn't even be tough looking with a hood on. Oh no. You are what you are. You and MB belong together. I do hope that she was the one that sent me the link to that dog show. I got a feeling she was, because who else would know that I knew you but her, because I introduced you to. So the cog that knows all this stuff is me. I'm the one that knows the whole story. Nobody else. I do. And I tried to warn everybody I talked to. I told them that Soulful was in bed with MB. Nobody would listen. Nobody. I told them that I thought MB gave MRE up to me, and then he gave her up to me, so they paid each other back. Because they both knew I knew both of them, because I introduced her to him. I took her over there to the Durkeyverse and introduced her to Rustin 757. Familiar, Rustin? You remember all that? Or have you got a bad memory? If anybody wants to check all them videos out with me and Lauren, get on my channel and check them out. They're all up there. She played me for about 2 months. That's all it took for me to realize what she was. Many played me a lot longer than that. A lot longer. And when I found out what she was doing, it didn't break my heart. It just made me wise up. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. I don't care if they're related to you. Trust yourself. Keep your private shit to your private self. Don't let anything out you don't want. And you're wrong, Angel, telling people not to tell their real name. I have been in the porn business, in this YouTube business, and I have used my own name, my own address, and my shit is out there. There is nothing for anybody to find. And guess what? Nobody has fucked with me. Nobody has went real life on me. Because guess what? There's nothing to do. I'm not hiding anything. I'm wide open. I know who I am. I don't give a shit if somebody drives up here. They're going to be making a big mistake. I don't care if they talk about me. They play my content and stuff. Gets me subscribers. Go ahead and keep playing it. Now, Trump. 2024. And next time I get my nails done, I'm getting Trump on them. Yes, Trump nails. I really don't have time to mess around with you Mod 2 people, but I knew half of you probably didn't even listen to that Angel show. That's the first time I've ever listened to her, because I don't like women in general, and I don't like mob women or bottom feeders in particular. But I went over there because one of my informants said there was going to be some breaking news, and man, am I glad I did. Then when Lee Cole got up there, started talking about that fight and all that shit, I don't care about that fight. I don't want to hear another word about it. I don't care about the fight with Mayweather, Mayferry, whatever his name is, and I don't want to hear about the fight between FBS, because FBS is not going to fight anybody. So get over it. Quit putting your money up. There's not going to be no fight. FBS not fighting anybody. He's not that stupid. He's got a defibrillator or something. He'd be stupid to fight anybody. He'd be stupid to fight me. So there's not going to be no fight. So shut up about it. Quit trying to hype something up. It's not ever going to happen. I've seen so many fights between Durkee and Ryan Upchurch and all that shit. None of it happens. None of it does. So just shut up about it. Quit hyping it. Lee, get back to what you do best. Don't worry about that fight. There ain't going to be no fight between nobodies. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, people. Hate to burst your bubble. Not going to be a fight. But that Silo guy impressed me because he had the goods. Argo impressed me too. But the Silo guy had the goods on NB. So whoever you are, I'm glad you brought some truth to the light. And Carlos, if nobody's going to give you my message of everybody I have watched on this stupid mob tube, you are the only voice of reason I've ever heard on every panel you've ever been on. The only one that makes sense. The only one that doesn't divert their story and try to get off the trail. So Carlos, I don't care if you like me. I don't know if you like me. But you are the only mob tube person out of this whole scroungy bunch that always sounds like you have some sense. Always. I never hear you trying to slip and slide. You tried to make the women act right. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to let Pool Stick do that with a pool stick. He can straighten them out. Or let one of my 1%ers tie him to a tree overnight. That might straighten them out. But they'd call the cops because they're all cop callers. So anyway, I didn't feel like eating nothing. And Minnie, I got the clip of you standing up going, stand up, B. Why do you want the bee to stand up? You hid till I exposed you. Who cares if the bee stands up? She's making a fool of herself in that costume. Let her stay in it. This purse, Minnie, you will never, ever get your hands on this purse. Deborah Silver. And I know something else about you, too, and the only reason I'm not saying it is because the other person involved is totally innocent. And I don't like you mob tube guys and you women, bottom feeders. I don't put innocent people into the crossfire. I don't believe in it. They're innocent. They're just hooked up with a freak. I thought I would show you how I look with clothes on. I'm not afraid to stand up. I'm not afraid of nothing, and that's what makes me have more balls than you, MRE. More balls, more manly. Because I ain't afraid of nobody. Nobody. Never have been. Never will be. So I hope this was a happy little Tuesday. Stay tuned for Thursday. I'm going to be on StreamYard, so you can come in there and ask questions. Hopefully Jessica White will show up. The star of the whites of West Virginia. Hopefully he will show up. My nails again. 4th of July nails. Kevy's getting out. August 21st. And MRE, get some balls. And quit saying that I was born a man. Because I'm going to get my birth certificate out Thursday. I don't feel like I should have to prove anything to you. But if you really want to see some nudes of me and see that I haven't had surgery and I've had a daughter that is 50 years old, you can go to my old porn room and pay money to see them. Because I'm not stupid like these other females. I get money for my shit. So MRE, if you're that concerned about me being a man and turning into a woman, go check out my porn room. You idiot liar. Fat little doughboy. If you were a white supremacist and I was black, I would laugh. Because you were the least intimidating person I've ever seen in my life. I'd be more scared of the pole stick than I would you. And I'm surely not scared of FBS, and he's not going to fight anybody. He is not going to fight. So Lee, quit hyping up this big fight that's never going to happen. You and me both know that. Ain't going to be no fight. If there is one, it ain't going to have FBS in it. He's not that stupid. He's not an idiot. And Angel, my favorite song, and I don't believe in God at all, but it's This Little Light of Mine. And finally the little light of mine shone in and you saw the light. I hate it. It's hard when you have a best friend that's a undercover, backstabbing, doxer, pillhead. But Angel, face it. It's happened to me. I'm 72. It's happened to me. It can happen to you. Just be glad you got away when you did. Just be glad you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's over. All over but you're crying now. Pull stick. You're going to have them women on your panel. You better check them. You better get them in line. Because you're going to lose your audience to them stupid females. Nobody wants to listen to them. Need any goods on them? Go watch Savage Speaks. If she don't know it, I do. Ask me about them. I'll tell you everything you need to know. Okay, folks. Ciao.